Hey y'all, it is Beth and I am back after taking like, I don't know, a year off. Listen, and I'm back with the WIP parade, which I feel like is the best type of video to come back with. Honestly, they're my favorite videos to watch. But really quick, this is what had happened, okay? Back in like end of January, early February, I came across someone who was making a book blanket, like crocheting a blanket to represent all of the books that they are reading throughout the year. And I was like, that is a fantastic idea, okay? So I went on to YouTube to learn how to crochet, and I learned how to crochet, and my stitchy bug went out the window. And from February to like, I don't know, right before Christmas, I have probably made like 10 blankets. It's been a whirlwind over here with the crochet, okay? But then in December, I got burnt out. I hit a wall. I was like, I am done, okay? And I missed cross stitching. So here we are. We're back. I have been cross stitching. I've been starting some things. I've been making progress on some things. Have I finished anything this past year? No. But I literally only cross stitched like 3, maybe 4 months tops, okay? It's fine. And if you've been here for a minute, then you know that Beth likes to cross stitch all of the big things. Anyway, so here we are. That's where we've been. That's, if you want like a video of all the things that I crocheted in 2024, let me know. And I'll see if I can't do that for you. Even though a lot of them were gifts and I've given them away, I have taken photos. We have evidence, my friend. Let's dive into my 2024 end of year WIP parade. I have not got anything together. I have no stats, no analytics. I am not an analytic girly. I am the complete opposite of a type A, okay? Is that type B or a type Z? I don't know, girl. I don't keep up with that. That's how not a type A I am. I just go with the flow. We vibe over here, all vibes. So I don't have any stats, any nothing. I didn't even organize anything. I will say that I'm gonna do all of my non-full coverage pieces first, and then we'll dive into my full coverage pieces in the second half of this. I do have quite a bit of full coverage pieces. Listen, Linda, aesthetically, I've talked about this before, but aesthetically, I love things like samplers and Quakers and things like that to hang up in my house. Very prim, very cute, very Laura Ingalls Wilder, if you will. But the process, I love stitching a full coverage. The process, I don't know what it is. I just love the challenge. I just love it. I just love it. If I finish them, I finish them. If I don't, I don't. That's fine. But my non-full coverages are pieces that I actually want to finish and hang up in my house. I mean, I will hang up a full coverage in my house if I ever finish any. Also, a little thing here. If you watched my past WIP parade, which I'll link it down below, and you saw some pieces in that WIP parade and you don't see them in this WIP parade and you're thinking, girl must have finished them. No. No. A couple of weeks ago, I actually went through all of my projects, and if there were pieces that when I did finish those pieces, I had no plans of hanging them in my house, I got rid of them. I either gave them to somebody else, or I unkitted them and I'm reusing the fabric, this, that, and the other, because I have too many projects to be stitching on some stuff that I don't ever plan on displaying. You know what I'm saying? So there are some pieces that are missing. It's fine. It is fine. You know, this is a craft and a hobby, and we're supposed to enjoy it. And that's what we're gonna do. There are a couple of pieces that I do have that, that I'm on the fence of also not continuing on with them, and I'll show those to you in a minute. And the main reason for those, and the main reason for a lot of the ones that I did already get rid of, were because it's 36 count fabric and I'm stitching it 2 over 2, and I cannot stand it. I don't like the way it feels. You know, it's like very thick. I don't like the way it looks. It's very clustered and unorganized and not flat and neat and cute. But anyway, I'll go over those when I get to them, and you can tell me if I should just let it go. Let it go. I don't know. I can't sing. And I'm sick. Listen, hear ye. Okay. Look, it's been a while, girl. We gotta catch up. On December the 17th, my birthday, I woke up feeling like poo, okay? And it got worse and worse. So I went to the doctor a couple of days later, and yo girl has strep. that was a very painful week for me. Like, I couldn't even think about swallowing, much less swallow. I was in pain. It was horrible. Okay, we got the antibiotics, we went through those, and I'm still hanging on to the crud. Okay, and my whole family is sick. But I have 2 kids and they're both home with me. So if you hear them, you hear them. It's life. They're children. Let them be children. My husband's at work, but he is definitely coughing up a lung every 5 seconds. He's got the crud. It's like the crud. You know what I mean? It's the crud. Which if you see like little crusties here and you're like, girl, wipe your lip. It's like little sores. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but it's scary. I feel like everybody is sick right now. It's wild. That's it. That's all my rambling. We're about to dive in. No rhyme, no reason. Again, just vibes. And I'm just going to pick up the top project here. 90% of my projects, which I want to say have close to 50. I don't know. I'll count them and I'll let you know. But I have a lot. Okay, it's fine. The very first project is in this bag. Okay, very Decor. I started this project yesterday as my new year, new start, and because most of my projects are ginormous, I wanted to pick something that is manageable enough to finish in the month of January. I want a finish, dang it, and I want it to be in the month of January because if you didn't know this, I haven't finished anything since I started stitching. Nothing. I am not organized, but all of my projects have a project card is what I call it. So this project is called Cowboy Dreams and it is by Country Cottage Kids. And I'm doing this with the called for floss, which is a mix of both overdyes and DMC. And then I'm doing it on the called for fabric, which is not my favorite fabric, but it is light mocha cashel linen. It's that very stiff, you know what I mean. It's like that, the kind, it's Witchelt, I think. I don't know, girl. It's like the kind, the called for mirabilias, you know? But I started this yesterday, and this, I also don't iron, so this is my progress. Super cute, super cute. Okay, the thing with this is my son is obsessed with farm animals. Horses are his favorite, but farm animals and farms in general. And we are moving in a couple of months, and when we move, we're redoing both of my kids' rooms, but we're redoing his room into like a cowboy themed room. And I saw this and I thought it would be so perfect to get it framed and have it sitting on his dresser or whatever. And I think it's super cute. And if he one day grows out of this, this will be something that I will then put up and save for when I do have grandchildren, because I think it is something that even in, you know, 20 years from now, it'd still be cute, you know? But my goal for that is to finish it before the end of January. So this next project is gonna be one that it's gonna be around for a while. Why am I saying that? All of my projects are going to be around for a while because they're ginormous. Okay, this first one, no, this is not the first one, but this one is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. Started this one in December. I'm not going to tell you all the stats like that because I feel like it kind of puts like a time limit on your project. Girl, this is a fun time, okay? If I started in 1992 and it still ain't done, it still ain't done. It's fine. Anyway, this is Consider the Lilies, and this is being stitched on 36 count winter brew by R&R. And I don't know what it is, but R&R fabric stank. It be stankin'. At least this winter brew. I have another winter brew. I'm gonna have to smell it. I'm pretty sure it's this winter brew. It be stankin', and it is so potent. When I put it on my Q-snap, and I put my Q-snap cover on there, and I work on it, whatever, and then I took it out of my Q-snap because nothing lives in a Q-snap overnight for me. Everything comes out at the end of the day. And so then like the next day I picked a different project because that's, you know, ADHD in me, and I put it on, and even the Q-snap cover be stinking like this fabric. I don't know what it is. It's like whatever she uses to dye this, I guess. Anyway, I started this on December the 7th. It's like fully charted in overdyes. But then there's also a DMC conversion. And so I was like, I could start this today and do the DMC conversion. Or I can sit there and spend over $100 on these fancy floss and start it whenever those come in. So I started with the DMC because I was like, let me save $1. Because this fabric itself was like, with shipping and tax, 70 bucks just for this piece of fabric. Like, hello? So I started it with DMC and I stitched a little bit of the border and I think one motif. I was not liking it. I was like, it just looks, it doesn't give it that prim, faded, been in a frame for 75 years kind of look that I like. So I frogged it all out, went on 1, 2, 3 stitch, spent some money, and I restarted it. This project is going to be take this entire piece of fabric up. First off, if you've been around, you know what Consider the Lilies is and how big it is. But I only have a little bitty start because this was right before I got strep and I had to put it away. But this is my little bitty start. And this is with the called for overdyed flosses. So I probably should have taken a picture of it with just the DMC and then you can see the comparison, but it just looks so much better. And now you know why. They're much more expensive. And they're worth it. Honestly, truly, honestly. And I only have the floss for the border in here because my goal is to complete the border in 2025. And so I put the other floss away and I just put the border floss in here. And this is like the border colors. So pretty. I didn't want to put all of them in because it's a lot in here. And then, because you know, like I see a lot of where it starts to like fluff out your floss because it's like being thrown around in a bag and your floss gets like fluffy and not cute anymore, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like limiting the amount of floss that I have in the bags that's getting thrown or whatever. Anyway, if you're new here, I like to talk a lot and I'm sorry. Am I sorry though? I don't know. This next project, I actually started it on New Year's Eve. So a couple days ago. Speaking of New Year's Eve, I decided to create an Instagram account that is just for my cross stitching and crochet. So if you're into that, you can follow it. It's down below. I also have my regular Instagram, the one that I am regularly posting on. In the feed, it's all book stuff. In my stories, I talk about life, everything, girl. I'll put both of those accounts down below, but I did make one that is specifically for cross stitch, and my first post was about this piece that I started on New Year's Eve. I think I only had, prior to this, one other Halloween piece. Two? I don't remember. I don't have many Halloween pieces. I'm not 100% a fan of Halloween. I just think, don't get me for this, but I just think a lot of the Halloween decor is very tacky. It's not my favorite. So I'm doing Halloween hawk run, whatever. I'm doing that and I loved like the look of that, whatever. And then I had this in my stash for a while and I was like, let me go ahead and start this because I'll finish this a lot sooner than I finish the hawk run one. And then maybe I can have this done and framed come this Halloween so I can actually have something put out for Halloween, because my other Halloween piece that I was talking about is a haed, and so that's gonna take a very long time to finish. I digress. I told you I talk a lot, it's fine. On New Year's Eve, I started Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I'll post the pictures here. It's just easier to see if you just pop them here. Doing it with all the called for floss, except for there was 2 that are out of stock, and I checked multiple places. So Garden Gate was out of stock, so I subbed that with Wood Trail, which I was trying to compare. So this is Wood Trail and this is next to Onyx. I was trying to compare online what would be closest to Garden Gate, and it was either Wood Trail or Tin Bucket, I think, and I just like the shading in Wood Trail with my fabric better. And then also Mulberry was out, so I subbed that for a Classic Colorworks. Oh, it's called on my wedding ring. Okay. Classic Colorworks called Manor Red, which I'm sorry, but this is stunning. Stunning red. Okay, so anyway, the rest are called for flosses, and I started this on New Year's Eve, so it's only had 1 day, but I stitched on this a lot that day. It's so stunning. This really made me want to do a black sampler, because look at this. This is just the 2 colors, Onyx and the other one that I just talked about, Wood Trail. Oh, it's gorgeous. And this fabric is also gorgeous. It's putty, 36 count putty by Weeks Dye Works, and it's like a gray green color. stunning. But that's how far I am. And I'm hoping to finish this. And I started it on the side so that maybe I have a scrap at this, whatever. Anyway, I'm hoping to finish this by Halloween, before Halloween, so I can have it framed and put out in like September, you know? So that's my plans for this. I used to start all of my projects in the middle of the fabric because I was so terrified that I wasn't gonna like do it properly. This next project that I'm going to show you was also started in the middle of the fabric, but then there are some projects that I have that I started in the middle of the fabric, which was a waste because I could have like a good chunk of it left over if I would have scooted it over, but now I won't. It'll just be like 3 inches on each, you know what I mean? So we learned our lesson. We no longer start in the middle of the fabric unless we know for sure that that piece of fabric is strictly for that project and that project only. I no longer start in the middle of the fabric. Oh, what a coincidence. This next project was my 2023 New Year's Eve start, and that is Long Dog Samplers Pandemic. And I started this on like, not the called for fabric. Is it the called for fabric? I don't know, but on 123 Stitch. This was before I knew that you can get PDFs of Long Dogs. I didn't know that. So on 123 Stitch, I ordered the chart, and then you know how they have that little box that says like select all, add to cart? The fabric that was in that box is the one that I chose. Cause girl, I didn't know. I was, you know, so it 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen. It is again that like stiffy type linen, and I'm doing mine in DMC 956, which is like a hot pink color. So it's gonna be white with hot pink. Definitely not my home aesthetic, but pink is my favorite color. So I can fit it in somewhere, girl, I'm sure. I started this in the center. How does this even go? It's kind of wrinkled, but I started it in the center and then I made my way to the edge. So that's what that is, but that's what we have. I really wish, I mean, I might can do it now, but listen, this is what I wish. Hello? Let's get our color back. I wish before I started stitching it, I would have bought like, I don't know if this would work, but in my brain it would work. Bought like some fabric paint of maybe like a bright teal, like an electric teal color, and maybe some yellows, and like put a few splatters of paint on the fabric and have that with the hot pink on top. Have it like just really bright, an obnoxiously bright, ginormous piece, you know? But I mean, it might not be too late. I might could do something just to give this fabric a little extra something, something, because it is just plain white, antique white. So it looks like it's old and crusty. This project is one of the ones that I want to not do anymore. I love the piece and I love the colors that I chose for the piece, and I love the fabric for this piece. However, it is stitched, it is stitched 2/2 on 36 count, and I do not like the way my stitches look. I don't like stitching on it. I hate stitching with the 2 threads on 36 count. It looks very clustered, very, I hate it. And I'll pull it out here and there and I'll put like 10 stitches in and I put it right back up because I just don't like the 2/2 on 36 count. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna, what gets me though is how much I've done on it already. This is the Bookcase by Galliana Cross Stitch. I don't think you can buy this anymore, but, or maybe you can, I just don't know where. Anyway, this is what I have thus far. This is a monochromatic piece, but I did mine in different colors, and I even added some sparkly gold in there and up here as well in the heart. I love the fabric, and I don't know, I hate my stitches. They're just so not cute. But, you know what I mean? What would you do? And I have to think, like, if it's in a frame, nobody's gonna be like, are these X's even? I get that, but it's the process that I hate. You know what I mean? And I have a lot more stitches to go, and I hate stitching on it. So you let me know, girl. Would you continue on if you hated it? I could restart it. That's a lot of stitches to like you know, restart. But I just randomly picked random colors. And the gold that I am using is this I got from Hobby Lobby. This was like my first non-kit project that I started when I restarted stitching. It's a Diamant D140 if anybody cares. Oh, we have our first Mira here. This is probably my favorite one that I have going, and yeah, so this is Mirabilia's Queen of Freedom. This was my birthday start last year. I don't think I worked on anything on my birthday this year as I was sicker than a dog. But this is done on, hang on, the Pledge 28 count linen by, let me look, girl. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I'll put it here, whatever it is, because I don't remember. But it is the Pledge fabric. It's like a fabric flare. It's 28 count. And this is how much I got done on her. So not much, but I will tell you this. I love the way my stitches look on 28 count. I have 2 Miras on 28 count and both of them the stitches look fantastic. I have a few other Miras going as well. They're on 32, but I think here on out, if I start any more Miras, they will definitely be put on 28 count. And then I'm not a fan of this fabric flare fabric for other projects, but for Miras, it just works. It works, okay? And I love it. And I want to say that I want this as a finish for 2025. Like, I want to say that because I want this framed and put up, especially around June and July. But I want to say that, but I don't want to say that because I have never beaded before. So I have a Mill Hill kit that I bought. I haven't started it yet to do and to bead before I actually get to the beading on these Miras. But this is my big goal for 2025. I have like 4 or 5 finish ideas for 2025 and this is one of those. Okay, this next project. If you've been around, you know, I had some issues with this project. So I first started this project on the, what is that fabric that everybody uses? Vintage Country Mocha, I think. I started it on that piece of fabric. I don't like that fabric. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way my stitches look on it. I don't like the way, I don't like it. So I stitched the entire border and then I decided I did not like the fabric and so I mixed it. And then I ordered a new fabric from a store on Etsy. It came in and the fabric was so sticky and dirty like. I don't know, girl. I washed it and was like, I'm just gonna try. I couldn't do it. So then, and I had stitched not the entire border, but a lot of the border on there before I decided to just no longer do it. Third time is the charm, right? I just really want to stitch this project. So this is the Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks. It's 9 different projects and then you can get the border off the website. And I want to do it as one big piece. So this third piece of fabric is the 32 count opalescent sparkling drab by X Jew Design. I am doing this in almost all DMC. The only 2 overdyes that I decided to go with are Weeping Willow and Cherry Cobbler. The red and the green, because the farm or the barn and some stuff is done in the red and I wanted that like variegated look, and then there's some parts with green, whatever. But then they come in and they're not even really variegated, so I don't even know if that mattered. But I digress. This is what I have on this piece of fabric. So I did the entire brown part of the border. I still have to go in and do the rest of these red things and then leaves, but I did the entire brown. And yeah, it's 32 count. So I initially just started doing 2 over 2 because that's what I normally do on 32 count. But I low-key wish I would have just did it 1 over 2 because I feel like it's such a tight weave that it looks kind of like a 36 count. But we're not going to stop and we're not going to start over. We're going to keep going, babe. I like this fabric. I love the quality of this fabric. I like the way it looks. I think it is a great color to put white on because there is quite a bit of white. Let's see. Look, do not judge me when I show you this, okay? There's quite a bit of white. So here's some white floss, and I feel like the white would show up really good on this fabric. So we're going with it. We had our first kid interruption, and I'm sweating so bad. I don't know why I'm so nervous to make this video, but I am sweating so bad. But we're gonna continue. So this next project is a Brenda Gervais project. I think this is my only Brenda project that I have going, even though I have a ton of her patterns in my little tote, but this is, I think, the only one that I have going. And this one is also on a, oh, this is Brendas Brew. So this is by R&R 40 count Brendas Brew. And this is Winter Rose Manor, which I love, and I really need to work on this more. I was seeing if it had that same smell. It's very faint on this piece. Strong compared to other pieces, but faint compared to that Witch's Brew. But it's still there. I used Fray Check on this, and Fray Check also leaves a potent smell. I love the smell of Fray Check, like dried Fray Check. It's like perfumey, and I love that, and that's what I smell mostly on here. But anyway, this is what I have done so far. It's so wrinkly. Not as wrinkled as some of my other ones, but it's fine. So barely anything. I have like the top border going there, and I've moved on to the berries. I guess that's what that is. But oh my god, look how wrinkled it is. I'm so sorry. I thought about pulling everything out and ironing it, but then I would have to put it back in the project bags to keep it all in order to show you. So I didn't. But this one definitely needed it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing this with all of the called for flosses. I think this next one is probably my smallest project that I have going. This is Beezy Spring by Cottage Garden, and it's being done on the called for fabric, which is a 40 count ancient linen by Picture This Plus, and I think this only got like one day. I think this was part of last December 2023. I did 12 days of Stitchmas, which meant that I started 12 new projects in December. So that was a wild decision of mine, and I think this was one of them. So I think that's why there's not much going on here. But I have the bee mostly done. I think there's just a little part there I need to fill in, and I started on the hive, but this fabric is so wild, at least for me, that I feel like you can hardly see where the hive is. It's fine. I am very much a neutral fabric girly, so I think I may have like one or two colored fabrics, but the rest I just love a good neutral. But I think this is like my smallest project, and why haven't I finished her? I don't know, girl, but your guess is probably better than mine. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot I had this project. This is, I think this was my first mirror that I started. This is Feather Fairy by Nora Corbett. I'm doing this because in my brain, I thought this being done and then framed would be beautiful in my daughter's cottagecore type bedroom that we're going for. And so I started it, and I think this is also on Ancient. Yes, this is 32 count Ancient. And I made good progress, and then I think I started 5 other mirrors and I just forgot that this existed. So I definitely need to pull this back out. But I just have a lot of her skirt done, not all of it, but some. And then I started on her top, and then I think there's a tiny bit of skin. Yes, you probably can't tell because it's pretty close to the fabric. Let me get up close and personal with you, girl. Right here, 1/1. This is the only project that I've done 1/1 skin on, and I think that's why I stopped, because I don't know about the 1/1. It's just so tedious. And is it worth it enough to be so tedious? Is it really? Because I see other people stitch mirrors and they do the regular just 2/2 for the skin, and they still look beautiful. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me work it. I don't know, girl. Another, I feel like you're so far away. Let's scoot you up, girl. Let's get up close and personal. Let's be besties. Another mirror that I started for my daughter. This is November Topaz Fairy. And I started this because my daughter's birthday's in November. So November Topaz, that's her birthstone. And then the, what is it called? The vine that the fairy is holding. It's not meant to be an E, but it looks like an E. Does it not? It looks like an E. My daughter's name is Emerson, so it starts with an E. My daughter doesn't have blonde hair per se. She kind of has like dirty blonde, maybe light brown. But I feel like this was just made for her. So I'm not really a fan of the dress and the colors of the dress. So I kind of want to recharm it and do a different color of the dress. But I did start the flowers. This did not get any work done on it in 2024. But again, I barely stitched in 2024. What is this on, by the way? 32 count Cathay Olay by Fiber on a Whim, the most wrinkly fabric. This one's not as wrinkled because it's been folded for a while, but if you want a wrinkly ass fabric, Fiber on the Whim is the way to go. I have a lot of Fiber on the Whim because I do enjoy their stuff, but dang, their fabric wrinkles so easy. But this is what I have so far. So just in the middle start there with the, actually I think that's also that's actually part of her dress too. So I think I just don't like the highlighter yellow. I'm gonna have to pull the floss out and see if maybe it's different in person than the photo. It's very highlighter yellow and I don't like that, but we gonna go with it, girl. I guess that's the whole topaz part though, Beth. November Topaz is yellow. No, okay, just ignore me. I definitely need to do like Mira May and get a lot of progress done on all of my mirrors because it's just, I hate the fact that the patterns are on one big ass sheet of paper. I hate it. I hate it. Let's get with the 2000s, girl. So this is also a project that I really want to not do anymore because it is done on, it's done on a 32 count Bashful Lugana fabric by Picture This Plus. It's the Nutcracker from Soda Stitch. First off, why am I so washed out? First off, Soda Stitch is not like my vibe. Like if you look at their patterns, they're so stinking cute, but it's just not like what I like to stitch. You know what I'm saying? But I saw this one and I thought that that would be so cute to gift to my daughter, like framed up and give it to her to like commemorate our first year of going to see the Nutcracker at the Houston Ballet. We didn't get to go this year because we were all sick, you know? So I'm glad that I'm not glad we were sick, but this wouldn't have been done to give to her for our first, whatever. So if I'm gonna do it, I need to finish it by next Christmas. And hopefully we won't be sick and we can go. But here it is. Here's my start. The thing is, it is 32 count. So I just started it 2 over 2 because it was on 32 and da 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 da. This is such tight weave that these stitches are clustered. You know what I mean? It's just, it's like, it feels even small. It feels like a 40 count. It feels even smaller than a 36. And the stitches, yeah, I'm UFOing this. I might save a piece of this fabric for something else. Looking at it now, I am not, they're just so tight. They don't even look like X's. And it's a 32 count. I'm telling you, it looks like a 40 count. It is so tiny. My stitches are so smashed. This is horrible. I don't like it. Yeah, we're gonna this is gonna be a restart and I'm gonna put it in Pattern Keeper. No, I'm not. I don't have an Android. I'm gonna put it in Markup XP and go 1 over 2. I don't know. Okay, this next project. So I don't think I'm gonna do a plans video, but like my main plans for 2025 are I'm only allowing myself 25 new starts. Maximum. I'm hoping I don't even get there. I'm hoping I can keep it around 12, but I cut myself at 25 new starts, and I also want to stitch from stash for the most part. I don't have a ton of fabric on hand. I maybe have like 5 pieces of fabric, but I have a ton of patterns for me, and it just is kind of overwhelming to look at. I don't know why, like, the patterns not started is more overwhelming than the patterns and stuff that I've already started. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just don't like the idea of having a big old stash. I don't like it. Why am I saying that? Oh, my point for saying all of that is I'm also going to be working on Santa Clauses this year. I want to make a bunch of the Prairie Schooler Santas. But they're not going to be considered new starts. So every time I start a new Santa, it's not going to be considered another new start, because I'm going to stitch, I don't know how many I can fit on this piece of fabric. I'm going to assume maybe 8. So even though they're going to be 8 finishes, it's going to be 1 WIP. Okay? I started one, which is this. There him is, doing the called for colors because I like them. And he is the one, I think it's 2016 Santa is the one that I'm doing, but it's the one with the deer right there. And this fabric is a 36 count raw natural Edinburgh linen, 18 by 27. I like this one. I don't know, I've never stitched on like a raw fabric before. I like this, and I'm doing it 1/2, and I love the coverage. I love the look of this fabric. I don't know, girl. I don't know. I'm probably gonna buy another piece and maybe do 16 Santas. My Christmas decor is done in very classic Santa, very like white and red, Santas everywhere. In 2025, we are going to be slowly switching to a more primitive type Christmas. So I thought these would be perfect to either be in the dough bowl with little pillows, make a couple of them ornaments on my tree, make a couple of them in little frames for my mantle, just have them like spread out in different places. Thought it'd be super cute. I need to go and buy more of these Santas. I love Santa. Santa is my favorite. Santa Claus movie is the best Christmas movie there is. Fight me, okay? Even though, like, Santa Claus is my favorite. I love Santa Claus. I love the look of him. I love how happy he makes everybody. Even if you don't believe, Santa Claus just makes you happy. He makes me happy, and obviously, like, hello. Even though it's like lying to our kids, you know, it's like you teach your kids to be honest, and yet you lie a lot about a lot of things. And people, it's just normal to lie about things like that, but it's fine. So this is my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I'm doing this on a 40 count Heartland fabric by Picture This Plus, called for DMC. And this is one that I bought this big piece of fabric. Look at this, right? I bought this big old piece of fabric. It's huge. And I started it right smack dab in the middle because I was so worried that I was gonna do something wrong. I don't know why, because now looking at it now, that's dumb. It's not hard to start in the corner, but I started in the middle with this middle block. I could have easily turned this fabric and just used the top half, and it would have fit with the border and have this entire bottom half for a different project. But I wasted so much fabric by starting it in the middle. But I digress. I'm not even done with, well, the middle block is like a double block, and I'm not even done with that, but this is what I've got. Hang on. I can do this better. Give me a second. This is what I've got thus far. And you'll notice my needle minders are all just magnets. I think I have like 2 or 3 decorative ones that I bought off Etsy. And then I was like, I can get 15, like a pack of 30 magnets, strong magnets that hold, because the amount of times that I bought a needle minder off Etsy and wound up giving it to my kids because it won't even hold a needle is insane. But I can buy 30 magnets, which will equivalent to 15 needle minders for the same price as 1 decorative needle minder off Etsy. So, you know, I can save money where I please. Prairie Schooler. I have another Prairie Schooler here. Prairie Schooler Christmas patterns are, I just want them all. I want to stitch them all. I want them all. I want to hang them all up. I love them, okay? I love them. So I have another one. This one is Christmas Village, and this one doesn't scream Christmas. It's more so of winter. Yeah, this could definitely be like a winter pattern that, or a like piece that you can leave out through January. Here in Texas, look, I have a sweater on, but it's like 75 degrees outside. It hasn't even got like toe winter yet, or at least the Texas, part of Texas that I'm in. I think there was like a cool front for like 5 days and then it went right back to whatever this is. So anyway, this is done on 36 count vintage homespun by R&R Reproductions, Fat Quarter. I started this like a week or so ago, not too far away. I'm trying to smell it because it's R&R. Okay, maybe it was the seller that I got that piece from. This one, I mean, I can kind of smell it, but I just smell the freight check. Maybe the freight check is the saving grace when it comes to this. So I have the border started, and then I think part of a tree. And that's all that I did. So I got the top, or part of the top, all this side, and then a little piece of the bottom, and then I have just a tree started. That's what I have on there. And I have this whole other half of fabric. Well, it'll be like a little less than half. I was looking at and I was like, I think some Prairie Schooler Santas will look good on that fabric. And then if I do some Prairie Schooler Santas on the same fabric, and then I have, you know, it'll like tie them together because they're the same designers. So like they kind of look the same, but then, you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean, girl. But yeah, so apparently R&R is also a very wrinkly fabric. I don't know. I just need to get an iron out. I have an iron. I did not have an iron prior to cross stitching, and then I realized when I started cross stitching that I needed an iron. Okay, I literally went online and I bought an iron and an ironing board, and I haven't even used them, and that was probably a year ago when I did my last WIP parade. Another fabric bag. This isn't the only one that does not have a window, like a vinyl window. I don't ever touch this project because I forget that I have it. I know it's stupid. I know it's in here and I see this bag, but I guess because I don't ever see the project, I don't ever reach for it. And so this will probably be the, I don't know, the last project that I complete in my life. Anyway, so it's in a Kansas City Chiefs bag and with the inside as well. I don't know. I don't remember all the sellers, so I'm sorry about that. But this is the Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. 40 count peony by Fiber on a Whim. I'm doing two colors, 602 and 963 by DMC. I wanted a pink on pink project, so that's what this is. This is all that I've got done. And though it kind of looks like that's white, it's definitely a light pink. It's gonna be so cute once I get a lot more progress done on it, but I low-key wish I would have did 36 count, but it's fine. It's gonna be so cute when I'm done. 40 count, your stitches just look so good. You know, I love this fabric. I'm a neutral girly, but I just love pink. I can't help it. Can't help it. And I'm doing this on markup, so I don't understand why it's taking me so long to like get any, I don't know. But Valentine's Day is coming up, and this definitely just like, because it's pink on pink. I love Valentine's Day. I love Christmas is my favorite. My birthday is the week before Christmas. Then we have Christmas. My son's birthday's in December. My husband's birthday's in December. My daughter's birthday's at the end of November. All of our birthdays are right there, right with Jesus's birthday. And so it's like, just like the best time of the year. But then the next best time is Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's. I love love, okay? But I love Valentine's Day. Anyway, I need some friends because I just want to talk. I just want to yap away. I have friends. I just don't have any friends that cross stitch. The next one is another Prairie Schooler, and this is the Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. I love this so much. I love this so much. So like the third day, it's like Santa and three French hens. And like a chicken coop. It's so cute. But he's so cute. And he looks like a little George Washington Santa. But anyway, I've got the different patterns or whatever. And I'm doing this on 36 count cream and sugar by Fiber on Whim. And I think I finished one day, and it's gonna be a tight squeeze. I gave myself, I don't know, it's gonna be a tight squeeze. I think I gave myself too much of a whatever, I don't know. I'm nervous about that, which is why I need to, I think I measured it. I'm like, okay, this is where it should start. But I'm still nervous about it. Anybody else? So part of me wants to just go all the way down to make sure that I can, whatever. Anyway, the next time I pull it out, I might just do all of the borders of each of the ones just to be sure. But I am completely done with day 2. Is it 2 turtle? No. 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge. Okay, so this is this is 2 turtle doves. It's completely done, backstitch and all. There's my son. I'll be right back. Just looking at that makes me want to pull it out again. I don't know if you noticed yet, I love Christmas things. I have a lot of Christmas projects going. I will stitch Christmas in March. I will stitch Christmas in October. I will stitch Christmas in a box with a fox. I love Christmas. But I find that my favorite Christmas designer is Prairie Schooler. So I just love it. Speaking of Christmas, here's another mirabilia. This is the Christmas Queen or Royal Holiday. She goes by both, okay? She's that fancy. She's got 2 names. This is on a 32 count gingerbread Lugana by Picture This Plus. I saw somebody else stitch her on this fabric and it was fine, but I really hope, because this is such a tight weave, that the beads are okay on this fabric. Now I don't know which way is up or down. I think she goes this way. I could be wrong. I definitely need to pull her out and stitch on her some more so I can at least know which way to go. I don't normally stitch on Lugana for Mira's because it's such a tighter weave than just the regular 32 count linen. So who was it that did this? And she did it on this, and she said that the linen gingerbread does not look like the Lugana gingerbread. And that's why she went with Lugana, and it looked beautiful. I don't remember who it was, but I'm stitching Faye. I don't know. I'll put her down in the description box below. And you can go and stalk her page and see her finish, because it's studded, and that's why I chose that fabric. Oh, this is a patriotic stitch. So this is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut, and I believe this is the called for fabric. I am doing this on a 35 count tin roof. I'm pretty sure this is the called for fabric, and I'm doing it with the called for floss, which consists of a mix of fancy floss and DMC. And I just want to show you this blue floss here, because what a panty dropper she is. She is stunning. This blue one here. Oh, are you joking right now? Like, hello? And that's Fathom by Weeks Dye Works. Oh my gosh. And it is variegated with like a lighter blue throughout. Oh my god. Stunning. That would be so pretty for like a monochromatic situation. But there's all the fancy floss, and then the rest is DMC. I gave myself a crap ton of border here. I probably could it's like I give myself a ton of border and I'm like, why did I do that? And then when I give myself just a 3-inch border, I'm like, maybe I should have given myself more. I don't know, but this is all that I've got done. I started on the border and I started on some of the alphabet. My kids are so loud. I'm so sorry. But I do like this fabric in this color. And this also would be a really good color to do Away We Ride on as well. I think it would be a pretty Halloween fabric. If you like, I know a lot of people do like Halloween stitches on super bright oranges and purples and greens, but if you're like me and you're more of a neutral girly, I think this would be a really pretty Halloween fabric. It's like a neutral, but it's dark and grungy. I like it. So you know when you go to 123 Stitch and you find a pattern that you like, they also have like a little box that has like some fabric and the flosses that you'll need for said pattern. Sometimes the fabric's the called for, sometimes the fabric is something that they suggest, and I do that often. So often I will find something that I like and I just press select all, add to cart. And I did that on this project. And I don't think this is the called for fabric. I think it's just the fabric that 123 Stitch like recommends. Let me see what the called for is. Okay, this is not the called for fabric. So the called for is 30 count sheep straw by R&R Productions. I'm doing this, the Christmas Garden sampler from Blackbird Designs. Sorry, my battery died and I had a kid interruption, but I'm doing it's from this book called Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. Anyway, so the fabric that I chose was one that 123 Stitch recommended, and it is the 30 count parchment linen by Weeks Dye Works, which is a nice linen. It's a very yellow tone. I don't have any problems with the linen. It is very loosely woven, and I don't know if that's the issue or what, but I don't think that I am gonna have much of a border. I think it's gonna be a very tight fit, and it's low-key kind of making me nervous because this isn't even, so like this little berry, there's another berry on the side here, which is gonna leave like 1 inch border, and that makes me so nervous. But here is what I have. I did a middle start, and I also made my way down to part of a C, but it's very wrinkly. I'm so sorry. It's very pretty. I am doing it with a called for floss, which gives it that primitive Christmas colors, which I love. So I cap it, even though the actual picture in the book looks quite different. Because like even just look at the pot that this plant is in this, it's very dark versus the called for is very golden. So it's very different, but it's the called for, so it is what it is. I think it's beautiful, so I'm gonna continue on. Anyway, I'm very excited about this because I'm very excited to put all of my family's initials in it, because that's the Christmas garden, and there's lots of places for initials, so I'm gonna do mine, my husband's, and my 2 kids' initials in it, and it'll just be something like a piece that just means something, you know. And then I'm gonna get it framed when I get it done and put up. And I don't know if you can unframe cross stitch to add to it, but maybe in the future if I do have grandkids I will like unframe it and add to it. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I'm doing. Also, there's a lot of really cute patterns in this book. Definitely recommend. There's a ton of these little stockings that I think would be so cute to like do them all and then make like a little, because they're tiny and they're like sampler stockings. So we have like some of the alphabet here, and then we have the first one here. So I think I'm gonna do those as well and just have them hung, I don't know, like on a, is it called a bunting? I don't know what it is, but I think they're so cute. But definitely have a lot of, I'm probably gonna do everything in this book. Not gonna lie, just be very mindful with the fabric if you go with the weeks. I don't know if it's because the weave is so loose that it's kind of off, and maybe that's why, you know, I don't know, girl, but definitely be smarter than me, okay? Or whoever, be smarter. This next one is a Quaker, and it is a Christmas Quaker by Bygone Stitches. Most of the people that I see that are stitching this, or stitching a Christmas Quaker that is by Bygone Stitches, they're stitching the version 2. So this is the version 1. So this is the one that does not have the Christmas Carol songs in it. I liked this one better, so that's what I did. I don't have a cover page. Obviously I'm gonna insert it here. But I am stitching this on 40 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim, which is my favorite neutral fabric. I just love Affogato. And I chose Cayenne. I just have a big old baggie of it. I just guessed at the amount of skeins I will need. It's a very beautiful, variegated, rustic red color. This is how much I have left on this skein. It's so pretty. It's like darker and lighter. It's gorgeous. Anyway, and because Affogato has like a yellow undertone to it, I was looking for a warm red and I saw that and immediately was obsessed. So this is where I'm at. I started again, the middle start, and here we go. Stunning, stunning. Ugh, I'm obsessed. And right here, it's like, it says 2007 because that's the year that I'm assuming she made this project. I'm not gonna put a year in this, so I think I'm gonna just add some snowflakes to kind of fill in that little blank spot there. But she's gonna be stunning. And let me show you, the fabric's kind of wrinkly, but you can see like, well, see what I mean when I said fiber on the whim? It's very wrinkly. I was gonna say you could see the yellow variegation in the yellow modeling, I guess, but you can't because of my lighting, and I'm by a window, so that's why it's like a really bright whatever. It's still gorgeous. You get it? You get it. Another Quaker. This is Rose Quaker, and I am stitching this on 40 count cream and sugar by fiber on a whim. I'm doing it with the called for DMC, and this is gorgeous as well. I would really ideally love to get this done sooner rather than later so I can have it hung up. You can see, well, I don't know, can you? There's like some yellowish modeling to it. Not as modeled as Affogato, but this is what I've got so far. I did a middle start. I'm doing the called for, and I wanted a very light fabric, but I still wanted like aging look to it. So that's why I chose this one, and I love her. Here's another project that has a vibrant piece of fabric for it. This is Aphrodite Mermaid. My leg is cramping up. Ow! Aphrodite Mermaid by Nora Corbett. And I am stitching her on a piece of 32 count Malmo by Jackson Fabric Arts. She does hemp fabric. It's so soft and delicious, and I love it, and my stitches look really good on here. This is where we're at on her. Oh my gosh, why haven't I worked on her? She's her colors are gorgeous. She has a ton of cry neck. I have, oh, this blue fabric turns everything colors. She has a ton of cry neck. I've put a little bit into her, but I don't know if you can tell, but that's nothing compared to what she's a ton of cry neck, okay? And I'm excited about that. Oh, I love this fabric. I always forget how soft and buttery her fabric is. Let me see.
It wasn't before.
Oh, it's another little pug. The kids are obsessed with pugs because we have a pug. It's so cute.
I got it at the book fair.
Book fair, you did? Okay. If you're a mom, you understand, okay? I don't know why I want to apologize for having kids, but I am definitely not sorry that I have kids. So this next project is another long dog sampler, and this is Act of God, and it is done on 40 count truffle fabric by Picture This Plus, which is like a pinky brown. I think if I would have chosen a pink floss, it would look more pink, but because I chose a brown floss, it looks more brown, but it is definitely like a pinky brown color. I don't know why I thought I had so much more than that. Look how, it's gonna be ginormous. It's this big piece of fabric, but there's this, I started in the middle. I am back stitching as I go, and the floss that I chose is like it's not really a brown, it's more of like a maroon color. I think it really goes well with this fabric though. It is a DMC floss. It is $36.85. Let me hold that up just a teensy bit longer because I felt like that was really quick. But I already started doing the back stitching. There's a lot of back stitching just in this little piece. but so pretty. I forget that I have this. I'm not gonna lie. You have those projects that you just forget that you have? This is one of them. Then we have the Stephen King project. So this is the Stephen King house by Witchy Stitcher. I'm doing this on 16 count Barnwood Ada by Picture This Plus. And I did Ada because this and the bookshelf, I think, were my first two. Like, I bought which I've since UFO'd, a dimensions kit that got me back into cross stitching. And then I did 2 projects on Ada, and then I just dove in, and I've been with Linen ever since. But anyway, so this is that. Man, oh man, oh man. It's gonna be so fun once it's done. I've got 2 rooms completely done with the exception of a little bit of back stitching. And then I started working on the actual house and getting the frame done. Oh my gosh. This is gonna look so good when it's done. Now, you're probably thinking, Beth, this is such a random project to do. Compared to like my other projects, this is just like, it's not the same vibe, you know, but I am a reader, if you couldn't tell. And Stephen King is one of my all-time favorite authors. And so it may not fit my house's aesthetic, but it fits my heart's aesthetic. We have another mirror. This is the other mirror that I have that I'm working on the same type of fabric. It's like I don't know if it is fabric flare. This one for sure is by the Primitive Hair. The other one I wasn't sure if it was or not. So this is 30 count We the People by Primitive Hair, and this is Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia, and I'm doing a blue conversion. I need to fray check the shit out of this project, which is why I have not pulled it out, because I just need to sit down and let it and fray check it. But oh my god, it's stunning. But it's on We the People fabric. Can you tell? Not really. It's kind of washed out a little bit. It's so bright outside today. Sorry about that. Sorry about the sun. Sorry about Mother Nature. I'll let her know. This is how far I've got on her. Do you die? I love patriotic colors. Red, white, and blue. I love them. And so I'm just, oh my gosh, stunning. Makes me want to work on it right now. She's gonna be so good. But I'm doing a blue conversion. If I can find a picture of the blue conversion, I will post that here on the screen as well. I found the blue conversion in a Facebook group. Now, I don't have a conversion for the beads, so that's going to be interesting. I do have a local L&S in my town. It's like 5 minutes from my house. So I've never been, but I figured my thoughts are when I do get to the part where I do need the beads. I know like there's a bunch of yellow beads and stuff, but I'm not doing the yellow dress, so I would need like blue beads instead of yellow. I can just hopefully bring this up there and maybe, I don't know, do it that way. Picking whatever. We'll figure it out when we get there. That's Beth in like 2027's problem. Oh my goodness. Speaking of projects that I kind of forgot about, my Santa, my lavender and lace Santa project. This is called The Spirit of Christmas. Oh, he looks so good. He looks so good. It's on Affogato, 32 count, I'm pretty sure. 32 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. You know, my favorite neutral fabric. Oh my god. Ah, look how much I've done. Beth, girl, you could have finished this. I have not touched this since my last WIP parade. A whole year. Stunning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's beautiful. This is a crying shame. He could have been done and posted up on my mantle this Christmas. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna just put this right on here to the side. I'm doing for the call for everything. I'm gonna put this right on here to the side because I think I'm gonna work on this. I think I'm gonna aim. So like I'm doing Cowboy Dreams, my son's project. And I'm gonna aim for a finish in January on that. Can I aim for a finish in February on this? Now, looks can be deceiving. He is very confetti heavy. Even like his beard is like, I don't know, 8 different whites. And it's like boop, 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 boop. It's not like clumps of white. It's like boop, boop, boop everywhere, which is fantastic when it's like done and the shading and like whatever. But in the moment, there's a lot of confetti. This is definitely a 2025 finish for sure. And I already have the replacement. Once I finish that, I am starting this lavender and lace called Santa of the Forest. Definitely I had to go stalk eBay and find myself a copy. And of course, I have 32 count Affogato linen by Fiber Runaway, because maybe they'll not match, but match. And then when I'm old and gray and my kids, you know, it's time to start passing down the heirlooms, I can give one to one kid and one to the other kid. That's my thoughts. And we are officially done. All of that was just in this one big old tote. And I have one more tote to go through. So I told my husband that I wouldn't let my WIPs get out of control and they would just stay in these bins. I have 3 bins total. One has my stash and the other 2 have my WIPs. So I fit them in here, okay? They fit very tightly. Boo-boo fit. Okay, here's my second bin. This bin has a lot of full coverages, but there are some non-full coverages in here as well, which let me grab those first. So this was probably my first like sampler type of project to start. And then after I started this, so I started this because I was gonna gift it to somebody else. Okay, I was gonna gift it to one of Paul's aunts. Paul is my husband, one of his aunts. And then I started it and I was like, no, I'm not gifting it. This is mine. This is my project. I have since made her a blanket and she got that as a gift, but this Christmas, and she loved it. Anyway, so this is, and this is what started, like once I started this and I was like, yeah, I love the look of this. I love the vibe. And then I started buying other samplers and stuff. But anyway, so this is the Lord's Prayer by, who's it by? Lila Studio. I'm doing the DMC conversion that she gives you because I think it's done in like silk. My needle minder just fell off. Anyway, this is what I have so far. So most of the prayer, some of the border, and then a motif down there. I absolutely love the brightness of this pattern. It's stunning. It's very wrinkly. My next update, which I'm hoping, I have plans this year to actually be consistent with posting here and on my book channel. So I'm hoping every fortnight, every 2 weeks, I can come back, and I promise I will be better at ironing. Okay? Let me find my needle minder. Got it. It's like a little pair of scissors. It's super cute. Doesn't hold a needle very well though. So just, you know. This one could definitely be another 2025 finish. If I just give it more. Okay, so listen, I have ADHD. And that plays a big role into how things run in here. Okay? And a lot of the times, I'm like a project a day. So like I'll work on this for one day. Tomorrow I'll pick a different project. The next day I'll pick a different project. I need variety. Variety is the spice of life. But I need to teach myself. I need to put myself on like a 3-day rotation or something where I work on a project, just that project for 3 days, and then I'll switch to you know what I mean? Do more than a day per project. And I feel like I would get a lot of progress done that way. Possibly. I don't know, we'll see. So it is still Christmas break here, and my daughter is in kindergarten, my oldest. She's in kindergarten, and so she's home still, and her and my son fight like cats and dogs, okay? They love each other, they're best friends, they play together a lot, because they're 12 months apart, but they fight a lot. So I keep having to stop the camera to go like stop the madness. Sorry about that. This next project is a kit by Thea Gouvenier, and this is called Lady and Unicorn, I believe, and I got the kit off Amazon. I'm using everything kit fabric, kit floss, kit needle, kit pattern. It's done on a 27 count Jobelin. So all their floss comes on like cardboard, and it's not even like tied down or nothing. So I went through and I redid it, and I floss dropped all of it. Look how many different colors. This is insane for this project, okay? And they are very stingy with their floss. There are some colors where they literally just give you one little thing. They're very stingy with their floss. But yeah, that's all of the floss for this ginormous project. And here we have it. I have washed this thing 3 times because I kid you not, every time I pull it out, I spill Diet Coke on it. I don't know what it is. It's cursed. Every time I pull it out and start working on it, I spill Diet Coke on it. Okay? 3 times. Anyway. So I did a middle start, and then I wanted to work my way to the sides because I was hearing these stories that the fabric's not big enough for the actual project. So I was kind of scared. So I worked my way to one side, and then I worked my way to the other side to see about my side margins. So there's maybe like 1.5 inches on that side, and then about the same. But if you take off, this is a Zweigart fabric, but if you take off that little, I don't know what it's called, Zweigart thing, maybe 1 inch. Anyway. That's completely upside down. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So you can see I have the unicorn snout, part of her dress there, and I was working on the mirror there. It's gonna be gorgeous when it's done. But when I tell you, let me tell you something. See this unicorn snout? That's probably 20 different colors. And it's all confetti. This is so confetti heavy. It is insane how much confetti this has, which I get it because with, oh my god, I have an itchy nose. With the confetti, when it's done, the project looks so much better than it would be if it was just like block stitching. But boy, is it a pain during the process. And I'm stitching this on paper, and it's like front and back paper. So like I can't even like put the pieces together because it's like front and back, you know what I mean? Oh my god, my nose, I'm sorry. I love it. I love the fabric. I love the color of the fabric. I love the design. I love how I have like the actual picture hanging up over there on my little magnetic board because I love it so much. I love that it's so inaccurate because like the unicorn is looking at himself in the mirror, but the unicorn in the mirror is like looking a different direction. The lady, she's just so odd looking. It's just so cute. And his horn is just out there, okay? He is packing, let me tell you. It's so cute and quirky, and I love it. This project is also being stitched on a bright fabric. So I saw this project everywhere. I guess, I'm assuming it was when I don't keep up with like new releases in the book community, so I'm definitely not going to be keeping up with new releases in the cross-stitching community. I just go with the flow, babe. I just stitch what I see and what I like. So it probably was around the time this was released, but I was seeing it everywhere. But everybody was stitching it on neutral fabric or like some off-the-wall fabric. But then I saw Caroline from the Thread Gremlins, which I love them. They're my favorite. I saw Caroline stitch it, and she dyed her own fabric, but she did it a red fabric, and it just, I was like, yes, yes. And the model, this is a study in nature by the Artsy Housewife. The model itself is also stitched on a red fabric, and you would be like, okay, but this, it just, okay. But then when I saw her show it, I was like, yeah, I need to stitch that, and I need to stitch it on a red fabric. So I did get the called for because I have not ever dyed my own. We're not there yet. I don't know if I'll ever be there. I'll probably just buy fabric and just call it a day. It's just easier that way. Anyway, this is 40 count Aztec red linen by Weeks Dye Works, and this is my progress on this butterfly. I think I just did. I wish I would have did, this is 40 count, right? I wish I would have did like a 36 count to make it a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. And I picture this being done and put in like a circle gold antique looking frame. That's what I picture in my head, but this is what I've got done so far. So just the center of the butterfly. Is it a butterfly or is it a moth? I'm assuming it's a butterfly. Girl, I don't even know. It's gotta be a butterfly. She's Gorgina. Anyway, I was also looking, she has another one, right? A Study in Pink. Then I was looking on 123 Stitch because Kathy Barrick came out with a stocking that I need to stitch. This is a low buy year though, so I'm being very picky with what I buy. Anyway, and so I was looking at Kathy Barrick's other work because I haven't stitched anything by her. And she has a butterfly pattern too. And so I was like, that's 3 butterflies. Can I make a butterfly wall? That would be adorable, especially because I want my daughter's room. I want my daughter's room to be like cottage core type room. She wants Space Unicorn, but we'll see who wins this battle. It would be so cute with like a metal framed bed and whatever, and have like a wall of all these different types of butterflies, maybe different textiles. So do like some butterflies that are cross stitched, some butterflies that are prints from Etsy or something, and some butterflies that are like framed something, or maybe like real dead pinned, whatever, girl, you get it. Anyway, so this potentially is for my daughter, or that would be really pretty in like a bathroom. Then I was thinking like, would framed cross stitch be okay in a bathroom with the steam? Probably not. Anyway, I need to make more progress because that's what I've got there. But I'm definitely now, I've added a bunch of butterfly stuff to my cart to make a butterfly wall. Where I'm going to put the wall, I don't know. In my dreams, probably. Probably in 2075 when I finish them. I'm trying to look for all of the non-full coverage so that I can do all of that first before I dive into my full coverage. And I think this might be the last one. This is another one that when you see it, you're going to be like, that's weird. That doesn't fit the aesthetic. It fits the aesthetic of my heart, Gina. This is called TS Eras by Sydney Stitches Co. on Etsy. It's done on 32 count stone by Fiber on a Whim. And I wish I would have done this on 36 count 1/1, 1/2, 1/2, but I'm too far in to restart. Okay, this is a Taylor Swift piece, and I am a Taylor Swift fan. I have been since I was a teenager, and she released her debut album. Look, I had a pink Motorola Razr phone. Those who remember. And back in the day when we had to buy ringtones, I had Tim McGraw as my ringtone by Taylor Swift. And then the ring back tone, y'all remember those? A ring back tone. So when people would call you, instead of them hearing the ringing noise, they would hear a song. I also had the Tim McGraw by Taylor Swift ring back tone my senior year in high school. It was just an era for me, and I've loved her ever since. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And so I started this to kind of commemorate the whole Eras Tour thing, and I just forgot about it. So all I have thus far is Lover, Reputation, 1989, and I started on red. This includes all the eras except for the Tortured Poets department, because I started this before we even knew that was a thing. Yeah, I don't like the way my stitches look on this fabric. 2/2. I'm gonna have to get over it because all of my mirrors are done on 32 count 2/2. I just don't like the way 2/2 looks. Sorry. And then when I'm done with this, where the heck and Bob am I gonna hang this up at? I don't even know. I probably won't even hang it. It'll probably just be like one of those things. My daughter kind of likes Taylor Swift. She's 6 though. She's not into music. So like I know a bunch of other little kids that are like into music and can sing songs, and they know like who Lainey Wilson is and who Taylor Swift is and who, you know, whoever is. But my daughter does not. My daughter likes Space Unicorn or like kid songs. She's very much a little kid. And I love that for her. But she knows who Taylor Swift is. I did bring her to the Eras Tour movie with me. So maybe when I'm done with this, she'll want it in her room. And it'll give me an excuse to actually finish it. But, okay, no, I have 2 more non-full coverage. And then we'll dive into all of my full coverage. Okay, so this one is another Hawk Run piece. This is Hawk Run. This is Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. And I'm doing this in the DMC conversion, with the exception of the Silken Colors, what is this called, Mint Frost. Because even the DMC conversion, she still recommends you use this for all of the snow. So I listened to her. I don't even know if the designer is a her. Anyway, so this is done on 40 count Affogato, fiber on a whim. My huge. I probably have like 6 projects, if not more, on here. So this is half of the fabric, half the size of the fabric that I'm using for Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, okay? Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow and Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow are the exact same size. I definitely wasted a lot of fabric with the Halloween, but we're just gonna move past that before I start crying. I'm just kidding. Just imagine the money I would have saved. Whatever. It's fine. I did start in the middle, and then I did a couple of other, whatever. You see what I did. Look at this like checkered stitching. How freaking fun is that? This is gonna be a house. This is gonna be like my first house. I have not stitched a house yet, so that's gonna be fun. But the lawn is checkered and the house also is the house checkered? Yes, the house is also checkered. And I don't know, that just seems so fun. I love checkered things. But that's all that I've got so far. I love the Hawk Run. I love all of them. I think the only one that I like really don't care for is the map of Hawk Run. But I love the village and the year and the farm one, the shores. I love them all and I want them all. I have 2 thus far, and I told myself I cannot start a 3rd one because I really want to start village, but I told myself I cannot start it until I have 2 blocks done on each of Halloween and Christmas. So, and the one big middle block on Halloween, I'm considering that 2 blocks because it's essentially the size of 2 blocks. That's my plans. And then I'm gonna start village. Come at me. If you disagree, you disagree. All right. The last non-full coverage is a kit. Now the picture looks kind of full coverage. I'm gonna show you the picture because I don't know if I can actually find it because this is so old. The picture looks full coverage, but it's definitely not. All of the tan is actually just fabric, but this is what that looks like. It is horses. It is quite ugly, but I wanted something that looked really old and like rustic, country, and this fit the bill. That was horses because I wanted to put it in a frame that looked very like driftwood-esque, farmwood-esque, very raw wood. I don't know what you would call it. Like if you would rub your hand across it, you probably get a splinter. That kind of frame. I wanted it to look old. And this just fit the bill. And so this is Little Partners by Needle Treasures. And I'm doing everything, kit everything. So yeah, it's 14 count Aida. Could probably, if I could balance, it would just, it is so stiff. It's fine, okay? And I started with this middle horse, the ugliest of them all. And that's where we're at. I would love to have this finished soon-ish so that I would love, actually, in an ideal world, I would love to have this finished by like November or like in November so then I can get it framed in that kind of frame and then gift it to my son for Christmas to put in his room because he's in this phase. He's been in this horse farm phase. I remember talking about his horse farm phase last year. If not in a WIP parade in another video. He's been in this phase since he was 2. He turned 2 in December. He's 5 now, but he turned 2 in December and we got him a Farm Little People by Fisher-Price toy and that started it all. And ever since then, he only plays with farm stuff. It's very rarely he will pick up anything else. So now, I don't know if you've heard of the brand, I think it's called Schleik, something like that. He has almost every single animal they've ever made. He has their big old red farm. He has their big tractor and truck and horse thing. He has a lot of it, and it's literally all that he plays with. And he just got a cowboy hat. He has some new cowboy, but he is obsessed, and I truly hope that it stays in his heart until he's older and he can have his actually grown farm, because I love horses, and I would, like, we can't have a horse, we rent, and we have a tiny yard, and it's just not in our cards. Maybe one day when we get to buy something and have a bigger yard, I don't know, but if I can't own a horse, maybe he will, and then I can go to his house and visit him and play with all the horses and chickens. But anyway, there's that last technically non-full coverage, and I am just tossing all of my bags on the floor. It's fine. It's like an entire pile. Okay, now let's get into the full coverage work. The first one is still in the Q-Snap. This is the 2025 Heaven and Earth Stitch-A-Log that just started at the end of December, and I wasn't gonna join it this year, but there was a chart in their charts that they offered. It's $15, so you would get the chart for $15 to do it, that they don't offer on their actual site, and I needed it. I would not have joined the sale if this chart wasn't there, because I don't really care for any of the other charts, but I just love this chart. So I started it, and it is Roses by Vincent van Gogh. I am doing another Vincent van Gogh piece I'll show you here in a minute, and so I was like, I need the Roses one as well. And so, yeah, I started it. Will I complete the 6 pages that they ask to complete in order to get all the other, like, if you complete 6 full pages of this project, you are like gifted the other charts that they offered. The only other one that I would think that I would be interested in stitching is probably the flamingos, but probably not. So I don't really care. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna get the 6 pages done on this year, but I wanted the chart nonetheless. And I could not find it on their regular website, so I got it. It was 15 bucks, which is cheaper than the charts on the regular website, so it is what it is. This is my start. I'm doing this on 25 count easy grid. I think I have a little bit over, I think I have like 2,400 stitches done so far, which is fantastic for 2 days. Yeah, I did a lot of stitching. But it's in a Q-Snap because I might work on this today. But anyway, so there's that. Now I'm just gonna grab from my box. So this one is it's called A Perfect Hello, and it is by Cross Stitch for Everyone on Etsy. I'm doing this on 28 count. A few other projects that I started are on 28 count because I wanted to see if I would like 28 count. I don't. I won't start any more on 28 count, but I have a few on 28 count. I just like placed an order with 1, 2, 3 stitch a few pieces, and then I was like, well, I gotta use a few pieces, so let me, whatever. So all I have done on this one, I love this because it's a horse, which is my son's favorite animal, and a cat, which is my daughter's favorite animal, and I thought it was so cute. They're there together. It'd be a cute piece if I were to ever finish it to hang up for Christmas time. But all I have is this little strip here, and that's it. Probably just 1 day of stitching, 1 color. It's all 310. Yeah, so this year I do have a goal for my full coverages. I want to get my deer piece, I'll show you that in a minute, to 100% done. And then I want my Santa Claus piece, I'll show you that in a minute, to, I want to say like 10-15% done. And then the rest, my goal is 5%. And then next year, oh no, and then I have a Harry Potter piece that I want to also get to like 25% done. And then next year, I will then move like my Harry Potter piece to be like my goal piece to get done, and then bump up my Santa, you know, to the point where I'm like, I have all of these. I don't want to, I don't know. I want to make sure that I have finishes. So that's, you know, so once they hit that 5% mark, they will then go into hibernation until next year. And then I'll just focus on my Golden Fields, Portrait of Father Christmas, and Harry Potter book covers. Those are my 3 main, and then like the Roses by Haed. I kind of want to try to finish 6 pages, but I'm not, you know, so there's that. So once I get these to 5%, they will go into hibernation until 2026. So this one was a freebie. If you are in the Heaven and Earth Designs group on Facebook, every once in a while, mostly for main holidays, she would give a freebie. And I bought this fabric to start something else. And I was playing with like the patterns on my markup. I was putting in a few of the patterns that I have that I haven't started into markup. And my daughter was watching me, and my daughter saw this, and she was like, she was like, that's, I said, which one should I start? And she was like, that one. I want that one. And I was like, oh, nobody said you was getting it, but I'll start it. And this is on 25 count, easy grid, Levana, because I tried doing a full coverage. Actually, I am doing one full coverage on a non-gridded fabric, and just gridded is just so much easier. It makes life easier. It's just easy, and I am all about that easy life. Is this gonna take up this whole fabric? I don't know. If so, this is a big pattern. So this is 375 by 629. Yeah, this is a big pattern. This is what I have. I don't have any stats either. I will insert the stats on the screen for all of my full coverages and tell you what percentage they're currently at. But that's where I'm at for this. It's a very small start. This one I started because of my daughter. My daughter is obsessed with cats, and I have a lot of horse projects going because I love horses and my son loves horses, and with his love, it's also, I think, sparked love for horses in my husband. And so just, I like horses. And so I have a lot of horse projects, and I assume that my son would get some of those when they're finished. And so I was like, I need some that are like gonna be for my daughter, and she loves cats. And this is called Queen Elizabeth. I got it in the Max colors, but it's spelled E-L-H-I-S-S, like hiss, like a cat, A-B-E-T-H. And it's a cat holding a mouse. And it is so fun. I told myself no more full coverage starts until I finish a full coverage, minus one that I will be starting probably in February. Heaven and Earth had a New Year's Day sale, so like the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January, their patterns are half off, and I was just browsing because I need another pattern, like I need a hole in my wall, and I saw this one. It's a little girl and a frog, and I'm obsessed with it. I am obsessed with it. So I bought it, and I'm probably gonna start it. And I'm assuming it's gonna be in February. That's my guess. This is Queen Elizabeth. That's all I've got started on her. My very first few Heaven and Earth designs, or full coverage designs, I started in the middle, but I've since learned that doing corners is more pleasing than doing a middle start. But yeah, so I started that one January of last year. I need to make some progress on it, obviously. And then we have Country Ladies Max Color, also by Heaven and Earth. And this is done on 25 count. And like I said, horses, farm, chicken. You get the vibe? Okay, so I saw this. It is like the inside of a chicken coop. Are you kidding me? The picture, let me blow it up here for you. It's the inside of a chicken coop. Are you kidding me? And you can see outside, and you can see like a rainbow, and there's just a bunch of fun stuff. There's even names of the chickens posted in the chicken coop. Are you kidding me? It's the inside of a chicken coop. So anyway, is this, yeah, here's my start. There we go. I'm gonna just, this, I was not going to start this one. I saw somebody post it in the Heaven and Earth group, and I was like, are you joking right now? I need that. And so I bought it, and I was not going to start it. I was like, I'm going to wait, and I'll start it when I'm done with one of my other ones. And then I could not stop thinking about it and obsessing over it. I kept going to look at it again and look at it again and look at it again. And I was like, fuck it. Let me just order the fabric. And we started it. Okay, this one is a big Mama Jamma, and it is very confetti heavy, and it is a middle start where all the confetti is. And so there's barely any progress on this one because it takes a long time. So this is Cobblestone Christmas by Thomas Kincaid in the Max Color edition, 25 count Lugana. It's beautiful. It's like a Christmas one without screaming Christmas. But because there's so much snow, it's very pale and very confetti heavy. And it's just a lot. So it's probably going to take me forever to finish this one. I like the Max colors. Like if you go to the Heaven and Earth group on Facebook, a few people will like show you the difference. Like they will start full coverage with regular and then they'll decide to restart with full coverage and they'll post like the difference, whatever. And I saw a few of people do that and I was like, wow, the difference is insane. So now if there is a Max Color version, I buy the Max Color knowing that it's going from like using 90 colors to using 200. So there's a lot of confetti, okay? So you're just gonna have to power through. I'm talking to myself here. You're just gonna have to sit down, shut up, power through it. Put on an audiobook and get some done. That's what I need to do. But here's what I got on this one. And you can't even tell anything what I'm stitching. There's no block coloring at all. Like even in this little patch here, that's probably like 6 or 7 colors. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a minute. This is probably gonna be, I say that. The other ones are also Max Color and I'm starting from the corner and that might be why I'm going by faster. I don't know, but girl, this is in my favorite bag. It's a Beauty and the Beast bag and there's like glitter fabric on the inside and the little charm is also super cute. So cute. I got it from Dark Carnival Designs on Etsy. I think I got like 4 or 5 of her bags. Here's my Santa. In an ideal world, this would be my only full coverage and I would finish it by next Christmas. I just have this idea of having this huge portrait of Santa Claus hung above a mantle at Christmas time or above like a doorway, not a doorway, what? An entryway table. I saw this picture on Pinterest not too long ago and I was like, that would be perfect with my portrait of Santa. So I just need to like buckle down and get to it. This is a restart. This is my 3rd restart. My first start, I started it back in the day and like I had like a 6-month cross-stitching frenzy back in like 2015 and then I got rid of all of that because I was like, I'm not a cross-stitcher, and I got rid of all of it. And so I had this started back then. And so when I restarted cross-stitching back in 2023, like summer of 2023, I was like, I miss my Santa. Like out of all of the projects that I had, I want my Santa back. And so I restarted it, but I started it on like a 16 count Aida or an 18 count Aida. It was a bed sheet and it was 2/1 because it was Aida. It was a bed sheet and I did not like the bulkiness of the 2/1. So I hemmed and hawed and I restarted it again and now it's not a bed sheet at all. I mean, it's still ginormous considering compared to other things, but it's much more manageable. But this one now is Max Color versus the other one. When I started it before, I did not do Max Color. Anyway, I started a middle start on this one. So you'll see that I have some of Santa's face, the dark side of his face. And I don't know if you can tell, but I can. There's like a circle where his glasses go. And then I started doing black and I wanted just to get to the border to see, you know, so I got to the border and I think I got, this is the bottom of, so this is the corner of, I can't see, of it. Anyway, I'm hoping to get this to like, I don't know, 15, if not more % this year. So I've really got it. Was I showing you on the back? No. So I really got to buckle down. Oh, I love the smell of it. It smells like Frey Check. I'm sorry, but Frey Check smells good. It, like when it dries, like when you're doing it at first, it does not smell good. But when it dries, it smells so good. And I don't have a serge machine. I don't have a sewing machine at all. So I've went through multiple bottles of Frey Check. A lot of my projects are Frey Check. Okay, this one is my Harry Potter book covers. And this is by Fox and Teacup Designs. You have to like go to their Gumroad to purchase it. I saw another, oh my god, what is her name? She just came back and she's doing like 100 starts this year. I saw her working on this a couple years ago and I was like, yes, I need to buy that. I will link her channel down below as well. That's where I saw it at. And yeah, and it is on 14 count. Ada. And you're probably thinking, damn, Beth, you just, you know. But listen, Linda, okay? On 14 count Ada, 2/1 is not bulky, okay? Because it's equivalent to the 28 count. So I think if I want to do 2/1 projects or 2/2 projects, I need to stick with 28 count, okay? But I saw this project and I wanted to start it right away. I did not want to wait for no order from 123 Stitch to come in. I wanted to start it that day. So I got in my car and I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought some cheapo Ada. And baby, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what I did. And it also makes it like movie poster size on 14 count Ada. So I think she has like 2 different options. She has one with like a small amount of colors and one with a kind of like max colors for Heaven and Earth, but it's definitely not the amount of colors that Heaven and Earth has. And that's what I chose. I did have some issues with putting in the pattern in markup because her pattern, like when she gives it to you, it's in reverse order. So like page 1 is actually the last page of the pattern. So I had to like do some finagling there. And then I had some difficulties with some of the symbols going through, but we made it work, babe. We made it work. I think there's one symbol that I just have to look out for. I have a big old post-it note on my thing to remind me, like, if this symbol pops up, it's actually this DMC color. So anyway, so this is where I'm at. And yeah, I told my husband this was for him. He loves the Harry Potter movies. He's read the books too, but he just he watches the movies all the time. And so it's like, this would be for you, boo. This one's for you. And I really need to just sit down and like gung-ho. I hope I can, like, my idea hope is to get like the first 2 books done. Right now I'm working on book 1. And I have like a few stitches. Those like teal color, that's for book 2. Another Harry Potter pattern. This is in another bag by, I think her name is Dark Carnival Designs on Etsy. This is my biggest full coverage and probably the one with the least amount of work on it. This is Snape's Library by, I believe it's the Cross Stitch Studio. Yes, it's a big mamma jamma. I need to fray check it. This is more of like a process project. I don't expect to ever really finish. I mean, if I finish it, that'd be fantastic, but you gotta be realistic. I have a needle here. Hang on. You gotta be realistic. With the amount of stitches that's in this beast. Here we go. This is, I was just doing, I did a middle start, like a middle top start, and I was just color completing, so I only have the 310 done so far. But if you look back, you can kind of see that it's like a library. I don't know. I can because I know what I'm stitching on, but ow. Just stabbed myself with a needle. Good job, Beth. Anyway, that's what I have. So this project is going to be a color completion project. We're going to give that a go. We're getting close to the end. Don't you fret. This one is... get ready to clutch your pearls, girls. This is Judith, Max Colors, by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am not saying any of the artists, my bad. By Marta Darling is who is the artist of this one. I don't know what it is. I saw this. I saw someone post this in the Heaven and Earth Designs Facebook group. That is a very dangerous place to be when you have starnitis. I saw someone post this, and look, I appreciate the woman body. I truly, truly do. And I saw this, and I was like, I think I need that hanging up in my room. I don't know why. I have 2 naked women projects going. Well, one's a mermaid, but boobies, you know what I mean? They'll get you. This is where I'm at on this one. It's like starting in the corner. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know. I shouldn't have to explain myself. It's fine. Look, some people like to do colorful bookshelves and Lisa Frank-esque tigers, and Beth likes to do titties. It's okay. Speaking of titties, in this Little Mermaid bag, we have a drift, which I think this is a retired chart, but this is one of the charts that I also started way back in the day. I only had 2 Heaven and Earth design patterns going, back in the day when I first started cross stitching, and then I since got rid of those. And then when I came back, I loved both to want to restart them again. So it's fine. So this is where I'm at, and it's a naked mermaid just floating around in the water as we do. This one actually takes Kreinik as well in the sky. There's some Kreinik. Anyway, this was one of the first ones that I started doing again, so it is a middle start. And that's what I have. This is like part of her hip fins, I guess you would say. I feel bad because I had startitis. I started most of these bam, 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 back to back to back to back to back. It was like every other day I was ordering more gridded fabric from 123 Stitch. She was probably like, girl, what are you doing? This one is the other Vincent Van Gogh piece that I have. This one is also for my husband. He likes this piece. He's done a diamond painting of this. He just likes it. And I saw that Heaven and Earth had it as a pattern, and it's a small pattern. Small. It's a small-ish pattern compared to my other ones. That's what I have. I started doing color completion, I guess. I don't know what I was doing genuinely. And then recently, if you've noticed, I started doing corner starts. So then I went back, I like made my way up into the corner to then start in the corner. But that's what I've got so far. And my kids are loud AF. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. It's hot in here. I'm getting hungry. We've been filming for a while. I have my overhead light on. I guess I could have turned that off. Maybe that, I don't know. I have my overhead light on. I have my ring light on. I have my window open. My battery's dying again. Bless backup batteries, let me just say. I film from a camera, and so I bought some backup batteries. And I'm so glad that I did, because it's so weird because you can film for like 45 minutes straight and the battery dies. Then it takes like 5 hours to charge the battery. The math's not math in there. But anyway, I have like 5 more projects. So we're close to being done, girl. Close. This one is the Christmas barn. Because again, it's a barn with horses. So again, this was one that I started in the middle, and I started with the color completing. And then recently I was like, I prefer to stitch in columns. So then I chose a place on here to begin a column. Just very random spot, and it is what it is, girl. It is what it is. So this is how far I've got. It's the tip of the barn, and there is some red in there where I started filling in. I can't see anything, so I hope you can see. That is what I've done on that one. This one is one on Etsy. It's called Open Range by Chris Cross Stitching on Etsy. So when you download the pattern at the top, it says it's called Open Range. But on the actual Etsy website, it's called something else. It's called like Vintage Cowboy or something like that. I'm sure if you really want it and you go look, you'll find it. But this is one of the ones that I am stitching on 28 count. It's so tiny. Like, if you think 25 count is small, 28 count is like, I couldn't even imagine stitching smaller than 28 count 1/1. It's tiny. But this is going to be so cool looking in my son's room whenever I finish it. But this is where I'm at. This one's nice because it's not black. It's not, who'da thunk? It's actually bright colors. That's that. Open Range. It's cute. So this one is the one that I would love to finish this year. My husband's birthday is December the 8th, and I would love to finish this in November so I can frame it and gift it to him on his birthday. But he always asks about it too. He asks like, am I almost done with it? I don't think he truly knows the amount of projects that I have. But I hope I can it's very small. I hope to finish this and gift it to him for his birthday so he'll shut up about it. No, just kidding. But he actually picked this one out. We spent like a week or two just back and forth looking at different websites. I would send him links, he would send me links, until finally he saw this one and he's like, that's the one. And it is called, and it's a smaller pattern, and it is called Golden Fields, artwork by Abraham Hunter, and this was found on Artecy. Size is 300 by 200, so it's not super big. but this is how much I've got done on it. I started color completing with the brown, and then one day I was like, I'm jumping up here to the corner and doing like, kind of like the typewriter method. I like to go down in columns, but the way this is charted, the colors actually move to the side, so whatever. You definitely can tell these are deer. Like, look at this little face, or hers, I guess. It's like 2 doe and a buck. But I want to do it as like a secret stitch, in the sense he knows that I have it. He knows that I barely worked on it. But like, I want to work on it a lot this year, but I only want to work on it when he's not here, so that he's not expecting me to have it done for his birthday. Even though I feel like he thinks that I am way more ahead than what I truly am. I don't think he realizes exactly how many stitches is in this pattern, okay? Anyway, that was my, like, that's what, the one that I want. Ow, my legs. I've been sitting here for far too long. What time is it? My phone's been on silent. My husband has, oh my gosh, it's already 2 o'clock. I started filming this at 11. Okay, girl, let's power through these last couple. Actually, yes, literally just 2 left. 2 Hearts, Max Color. 2 Hearts 2 Max Color by Lori Prendle on Heaven and Earth Designs. And again, it's horses, and I just can't help myself. I just can't. So this is where we are at with that. Cute. Cute. I remember starting this and just going. And I started this one's on 25 count, Lugana. I started this and I was like, let me watch something. And I started watching, I think it's called Heartland or something. It's on Netflix, and she's like a horse trainer or something like that. It's a really good show, and I say that and I probably watched like 3 episodes, and that's like 3 episodes worth of stitching. You know? So maybe one day I'll get back to the show and get back to the stitching. I love it so much because it's like horses. It's 2 of them. Anyway, last one is also a horse. This is Workin' Girl, large, by, let's see, artwork is by Jack Sorensen, and it is charted by Artecy. And this is a 550 by 409 stitches. And I love this. It's on 28 count. This is another one that was not all black stitches, which is a relief because I like doing black, but like also don't. But this is how much it got done on her. And this so far is just the sky, and I think right down here is where, is it like buffalo or something? Cows start is in this section here, and then it'll be like grass and stuff, but I think. Actually, that seems like that's way too small. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm normally wrong. It's fine. But that's where we're at for this one. And I love this one so much. Love it so much. I wish I would have done it on 25 count though. I'm not a super big fan of the 28. Those are all of my WIPs. Yeah, those are, like, let me show you. Let me show you, girl. Let me show you. Yeah, we got a big old pile up in. Whoa, sorry. Look at that. That's also my book blanket. It's another crochet project that I'm working on. And I got a Lowry stand. Ha! I just don't know how to use it. Like, I don't know how. So like when it's on a Q-snap, maybe this one will work because there's no extra fabric on the side. But a lot of the times, because I got it for my full coverages, a lot of the times there's too much fabric and it won't fit in the clamp. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, but I got a Lowry stand to maybe help me go faster. Anyway, I gotta clean all this up. So that is my WIP parade, my 2024 end of year WIP parade. There's a lot, and I'm really excited to get a lot of stuff done and worked on this year in 2025. My passion for stitching has came back tenfold, and a lot of that is to finding the, I know this is so silly, but finding the Thread Gremlins account and just, I literally it was the week of Thanksgiving when I found them, and I binged all of their videos in like 3 days. And I was just obsessed. Still am obsessed. And one day I thrived to have a friend group of girls that also cross stitch like me. So anyway, that is that. This is that. Oh, I do have a planner. I bought the Book of Days. It's just so ugly. It truly. So then I saw, I have an, my regular planner, okay? This is an Erin Condren. It's my regular, just day-to-day planner. And I never thought to buy a month one to use as my stitching planner instead of the Book of Days. I saw Bernadette show hers, and I was like, girl, let me do it. So I think actually this is the same cover she has as well. But let me show you really quick, okay? So this is where it's like 12 slots, so one for each month, and I'm gonna, if I finish anything, it'll go in those slots. So then when I look back on like the year and how many things I finished, it's all right here. Then on this page, I'm allowing 25 starts in 2025. And so I have the one that I started yesterday on New Year's Day. And then every month has a calendar. And so I'll just put what I work on, and if it has a star, that means it's a new start. And then it has like this little goal page. And so I put things that I want to do in January, which is upload my WIP parade, and then I have a couple of goals there, and then it has some blank pages before you get to the next month, so then you can have notes and stuff, which I think is a brilliant idea. So the only thing that I have written down is a package, a thing that I've ordered, which is Duxbury fabric from Hollis Hands Create on Etsy. And then when it gets here, I'll just mark it off, and I'll keep track of my packages and stuff and goals and things like that. And here, this is, so it's more pricier than the Book of Days, which the Book of Days is overpriced for what it is, truly. But anyway, there's that. Got my Diet Coke, girl. Don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams. If you're a book reader, okay? I don't read too much spicy stuff. I know a lot of people are into like the whole spicy thing. I am more of a thriller girl. I like thrillers, horror, not a lot of horror, mostly Stephen King. Yeah, true crime books. I like those. I do read romance here and there. Like cowboy romances, of course. Like Elsie Silver, if you're into that. So am I. Also, I've just recently dipped my toe back into the fantasy world. I've been enjoying that. I just read Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Fantastic book. Yeah, anyway, I have bookish social media as well. I have a book talk, which I just hit 50,000 followers, which is amazing considering that we're about to lose TikTok on the 19th. So that's sad. Anyway, I have a YouTube, Booktube. I have a Bookstagram. And now I have a Flosstube and a Flosstagram. So, and I contemplated on doing like a floss TikTok, cross-stitch TikTok, but I opted out of that. Anyway, all of the links of stuff will be down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, my friends, I need you to keep me, you need to go knocking on my DMs. Like, girl, it's been 2 weeks. Let me know also, if you're still here, if you want like all the things that I crocheted in 2024. I just started in 2024, but I did a lot, okay? Let me know, and I'll show you all of that. Let me know if you're having a great 2025, truly, honestly. Bye!